The Indian cinema is one of the most outstanding entertainment and creative industries in the world. Its 100-year film history spans colonialism, partition, and independence. Interestingly, the pioneers of the industry were actually foreigners. In 1896, the Lumiere brothers, who were French nationals, demonstrated the art of cinema when they screened cinematography consisting of 6 short films to an enthusiastic audience in Bombay. The success of these films inspired some Indians like Dada Saheb Phalke and Adashir Irani, believed to be the fathers of Indian cinema. Phalke in 1913 made the first feature-length silent film, while Adashir Irani made the country's first talking film in 1931. With the demise of the silent era and the advent of the talkies, the main source for inspiration for films came from mythological texts and historical stories. Melodramas and religious epics grew popular with Indian audiences. It is from these mythological texts that Bollywood, India's most successful and ever-flourishing film industry, drew its inspiration. Phalke's Mohini Basmasur, Satyavan Savitri, and Lanka Dahan, which turned out to be first big box office hit. Raghupati Venkaiah Naidu is the pioneer in the production of silent movies. With a mash of genres, including action and comedy, punctuated with songs and dances, the so-called masala films, literally housed by Bollywood, rely on the songs and the stars to sell their films.
चल उड़ जा रे पंछी
A group of directors was formed in 1942 after the backdrop of the Second World War and starvation deaths in Bengal famine of 1943. Mythological and historical stories were being replaced by social reformist films, focusing on the lives of the lower classes, the dowry system, and prostitution. The realists eschew Bollywood's formulaic plots, melodrama, and escapism, handling complicated real-life themes within simple stories and artistic camera work. Commonly known as parallel cinema, the new wave cinema placed emphasis on serious content and rejected the use of larger-than-life characters, excessive use of cinematic effects. The most prominent Bengal filmmakers were Satyajit Ray, Mrinnal Sen, and Ritwik Ghatak. Born in 1921 in Calcutta, India, Ray was a Bengali motion picture director, writer, and illustrator who brought the Indian cinema to world recognition with Patha Panchali, translated as The Son of the Road, and its 2 sequels, known as the Ipu Trilogy. As a director, Ray was noted for his humanism, his versatility, and his detailed control over his films and their music. He was one of the greatest filmmakers of the 20th century. In 1949, Ray was encouraged in his cinematic ambitions by the French director Jean Renoir, who was then in Bengal to shoot The River. The success of Vittorio De Sica, The Bicycle Thief, 1948, with its downbeat story and its economy of means, location shooting with non-professional actors, convinced Ray that he should attempt to film Patha Panchali. The film took 2.5 years to complete thanks to financial issues, with the crew, most of whom lacked any experience whatsoever in motion pictures, working on an unpaid basis. Patha Panchali was completed in 1955 and turned out to be both a commercial and a tremendous critical success, first in Bengal and then in the West, following a major award at the 1956 Cannes International Film Festival.
Unfortunately, Mr. Rai is not well and cannot be with us tonight, but he is able to speak with us from his hospital room in Calcutta.
Well, it's been an extraordinary experience for me to be here tonight to receive this magnificent award, certainly the best achievement of my movie-making career.
Ritwik Ghatak entered the film industry with Nimai Ghosh Chinnamul 1950 as actor and assistant director. Chinnamul was followed in 2 years by Ghatak's first completed film Nagarik 1952, both major breakthroughs for the Indian cinema. Ghatak's early work sought theatrical and literary precedent in bringing together a documentary realism, a stylized performance often drawn from the folk theatre, and a Brechtian use of the filmic apparatus. His best-known films, Megadagatara, The Cloud Cap Star, 1960, Kamal Gankar, E-Flat, 1961, and Subarnarekha, Golden Lining, 1962, a trilogy based in Kolkata and addressing the condition of refugeehood, proved controversial. In all three, he used a basic and at times starkly realistic storyline, upon which he inscribed a range of mythic references, especially of the Mother Deliverer, through a dense overlay of visual and oral registers. Miranal Sen, born 14 May 1923, is a noted Bengali filmmaker based in Calcutta. Along with his contemporaries Satyajit Ray and Ritwik Ghatak, he is often considered to be one of the greatest ambassadors of Bengali parallel cinema on the global stage. Like the works of Ray and Ghatak, his cinema is known for its artistic depiction of social reality.
কি হচ্ছে দেখুন স্যার, দোষটা ওনার না, দোষটা আমার, কিন্তু আপনাদের হয়তো একটা ভীষণ কৌতূহল হচ্ছে তো। দেখুন আপনাদের কাছে আমি কিছু গোপন বলবো।
Although the three directors shared a healthy rivalry, they were ardent admirers of each other's work, and in so doing, they charted the independent trajectory of parallel cinema as a counterpoint to the mainstream fare of Hindi cinema in India. Unlike popular cinema, actors in the movies of parallel cinema were largely amateurists, some of who had no ambition of becoming actors. Hence, it is the directors who became idols rather than the actors, as in the case of popular cinema. The fact that Bollywood has been the dominant and most well-known institution in Indian film industry across the world, thanks to its commercial and corporate outlook, other film movements like the parallel cinema remain less known despite the phenomenal work done in highlighting the real issues of the times. Today, there is a growing movement to make Indian cinema more real. A group of young filmmakers like Anurag Kashyap, Anand Ganji, and Gayan Korea, whose film The Good Road was contender for the Oscars. There are now more large investments from corporate houses and a more structured industry funding independent cinema and making it a viable and profitable business. There has never been a more favorable time for Indian cinema than today. With a vibrant creative community, new technology and investment interests, we are on the verge of seeing Indian cinema transcend its national borders to project India's socio-political and economic influence around the world.